me, a wall of adobe, glowing in the light of a lamp. An intense love for the wall welled up, almost as if I were falling in love with it, and it with me. All of a sudden, with what felt like a seismic jolt, the room seemed to blow wide open. The whole scene became an infinitely broad expanse, and it was as if I was sucked into that expanse myself and became part of it, so that the desert hills outside, which reached down to Gallop in the valley 2 miles away and on beyond, were my very own body. An intense energy was moving all through me and through the world. I could feel tears of joy streaming down my face, tears of love, of gratitude. It was true, as the Buddhist said, I was one with the world. I was one with everything. The whole world was my body, my mind. And because of that, I was beloved. I belonged. I was healed in all possible ways. All had been well, secretly well, all along. The bell rang for the end of the period, and things quietened down and became normal again, except that I was left with a tingling sensation in my limbs and a sense of great spaciousness, as if my mind had been extinguished and replaced by a boundless peace. Then I had to go and set up the interview room for the teacher, and the evening went on, and the rain was still thrashing down on the little retreat center, drumming on the roof, filling the air with its thick scent of promise. But I knew this Zen, I could trust it. In some ways, it was the best thing. It was real, and it worked. In spite of many occasional doubts, I was on a true path. I once heard the Englishwoman Tenzin Palmo give a talk about the 12 years she spent in a remote Himalayan cave. The isolation had been part of her Buddhist training. An audience member asked how it had felt to get ready to come out again. Fine, she said. Either you're cooked or you're not. How do you know if you're cooked? The questioner wanted to know. You just know. You're done. She paused, then added that she had heard of people who'd done the same 12-year cave training and not been cooked by the end. But if you were, you were. That was all there was to it. You can get this impression in the world of meditation. People go in ordinary, then something happens in the middle, inscrutable, ineffable, not castable in language mere mortals can grasp. Then they re-emerge new, different, done. I used to live near Stroud in Gloucestershire, England. A local cafe had a print on the wall, a triptych of 3 images of mountains. The first picture was plain and simple, an iconic triangular mountain with these words beneath: before Zen, a mountain is a mountain. The second was confused, with several mountains superimposed at odd angles over one another, above the words, during Zen, a mountain is not a mountain. The final image was the same as the first, simple and plain, and the phrase beneath read, after Zen, a mountain is again a mountain. So whatever the cooking did, however disorienting it might get in the middle, it wasn't supposed to lead to some otherworldly result, at least not in the Zen approach. But in a way, that only made it more confusing. If everything ended up just the same, what was the point? Or perhaps things were the same, but you saw them differently afterwards? This book hopes to demystify the cooking process, to cast it in ordinary language, and to show it how it can work in normal life, and to convey why it matters. For even though we may continue to lead ordinary lives, it offers the possibility of a change in the way we experience them that is not at all ordinary. Some claim it is the most radical thing we can do for ourselves and our fellow beings. After all, it can show us that we are not and cannot be alone, no matter how lonely we may sometimes feel. Instead, we are all part of one single existence. If this is right, the implications are mind-boggling. The 9th century master Gensha had a sudden